Recorded Books and One Click Digital present L.A. Woman by Eve Babitz. Narrated by Mia Barron. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Jim Morrison, L.A. Woman. One summer morning, while I was still a virgin, though my virginity was on its last legs, I woke up and didn't want to go to New Jersey. It wasn't fair that they wanted me to go to New Jersey. I didn't want to go. I was 17, and no 17-year-old L.A. woman would go to New Jersey if she could get out of it, especially a 17-year-old with a boyfriend like mine. A dreamboat who was 25, was under contract to Fox as a leading man, black, wavy hair and blue eyes. His father a French leading man who'd once starred in a tearjerker with my great-aunt Golda and made $1 million which he lost on a misadventure. Anybody who went to New Jersey just to visit Aunt Helen, I supposed with outraged sensibilities, would have to be nuts. Aunt Helen was nuts to have moved to New Jersey at all, and she was really insane inviting decent LA people to visit her on the fucking East Coast. But my father and mother kept up their demand, even if I did remain in LA, about the people they would allow me to remain with. I refused, hands down. Not my grandmother, period. I mean, staying with my grandmother would be like not being in LA at all. My Aunt Goldie's place was big enough, but my cousin Ophelia had been such a drag in those days, and gone to such lengths to antagonize her new stepfather by leaving joints around in 1960 where he could see them, that he'd become embittered against the entire younger generation of Lubins before my sister Bonnie or I even had a chance to try our hand. I wouldn't stay with the people across the street who'd been there while I was growing up, and whose daughter, Shelley Craven, was my age, and with whom we have everything outwardly in common. Because, for one thing, we didn't forgive them. They were Stalinists, and a line of blood was painted right down the middle of Foothill Drive once they moved in when I was 6. And besides, they weren't home. They were in Rome. Not that I myself wouldn't have forgiven them for being Stalinists. What I didn't forgive them for was playing Pablo Casals on the record player and having that melodrama going on in the middle of the afternoon as Molly Craven's token of cultural refinement. And none of my friends, like Franny Blossom, were people whose families my family would put up with. Although Franny's house, God knows, was a rambling mansion, and the whole guest wing was empty since Franny's uncle, who wasn't really an uncle but who drank as much as her father and mother and thus was a dear family friend, had gone down to Rosarito Beach fishing for 3 months. But ever since Franny's father had taken a BB gun out and begun shooting it at a brass Liberty Bell above the fireplace on the mantel, my mother declared they were trash. And once she said that, spending even one night was asking for the moon. So, it looked like I was going to New Jersey and going to have to spend an entire month on the fucking East Coast. But I knew I wasn't, even though the next morning was when the plane was leaving. I knew something would save me. I never would have imagined it would be Lola. Even though once before she slept on our living room couch when she and Luther had a fight and she drove straight down from San Francisco in 6 hours like a demon, back in the days when it took 8 hours for any sane person to drive down. Yet the moment I saw that intensely dark red hair, I knew it was Lola. Lola had come. And Lola would understand perfectly why a 17-year-old virgin going to summer school at Hollywood High would rather not go to the fucking East Coast for a month. Of all my parents' friends, Lola was the only one who, even though she was almost beyond her 50th birthday, was still LA enough to realize that you don't leave anyone with a smile like my new boyfriend Claude's for a whole month and expect
Sample complete. Ready to continue?